little bit late today, so it's like now you got all these people who are
I can't even
anticipating the
believe
show.
it. People
Do they
waited for this stupid
do they
show?
know do they
Did
know
you guys
what's
wait
what
for this fucking show?
do they know what the
Huh.
content's going to be like today? They don't. They don't. You
They
know
don't
why?
have a
Because neither
clue.
do we,
Neither do we.
right? That's the way to do it.
I feel like none of the stuff I do here is working anymore. None of my fucking sounds work. Nothing I want. This is horrible. I thought I fixed this. TK, I'm so depressed over this.
We need like a Jamie, you know what I mean?
We need a Jamie.
Or
We
maybe
need a
Aiden
young
should
Jamie.
maybe you know what? I think from now on, I think Aiden should be part of the recording of the show.
Yeah, I've tried to entice him. He wants nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Just to be in the background while
I
while
know.
we're doing it, you know?
He doesn't wake up for like 3 hours or something.
He's
Something
still
went wrong.
he's
Refresh your page and try again. Are we
he's
live,
still
TK?
we're good. Everything's good. He's still got another few hours of beauty rest. Okay.
He's got a few more hours of beauty rest to go. I'm.
He's a handsome guy, so I
He's
mean,
a handsome guy. He's growing a mustache. A mustache.
Everyone's
very-
got to try it at least once.
Everybody. I don't think I ever really grew a mustache ever. Okay, we're distracted, TK. There's lots going on. We got a guest waiting in the waiting room.
Okay,
There's
let's not-
roofers on your roof. There's
Okay.
mattresses being delivered. This is a horrible time.
I'm sorry.
Horrible
I just
week.
everything seems to happen
do a show.
around a live recording of a show. That's
Of
just the way
course it
goes.
does. It's just the way it goes. But there's a lot of shit going on in the market. There's a lot of all kinds of stuff. Holy cow. Like, I
Okay.
can't even believe there's good stuff. There's bad stuff. It's very confusing out there. I, of course, as usual, have no idea what's going on. We have a wonderful guest on the show today, TK. He has got a giant hole in the ground. He's actually got, funding to move forward on a purpose-built rental.
Cool.
So it'll be a good conversation, I think, with him. I know him from the past, although it didn't seem like he remembered that ever happened when we spoke a little earlier. I guess I'm not as memorable as I thought I was, TK, but that's a whole other story. We've got all kinds of news. People getting their deposit backs. I don't know if you heard about that because some developers forgot to send out a form or something. You got a little loophole that's reared its ugly head in the process right now.
How many lawyers are looking for loopholes right now in those APSs?
Oh my
Right?
God. I mean,
Like
imagine.
Like they are just like combing through. There are lawyers right now who are just like, I need
Ripping.
to find a way because if I can save my client this $400,000 loss, they're gonna pay me 30, and
Yeah.
this is gonna be we're going on to the good 5-star resorts this Christmas this year. Holy smokes!
Right? It's like, oh, there might.
I'm
if
taking
there's
the family
one,
to Disney World.
right? And
Yeah.
I see them on TikTok going like, call me for consultation. Like, I figured this out. This is a loophole. There's got to be more
Yeah.
people like this. And then there's
Yeah.
got to be a bunch of developers going, oh shit, did we send that out in
We
time?
send that form.
Yeah, did
Did
we
Jim
send that
send the form? Shit, Jim left the company last June. Why didn't someone say that? We laid Jim off. Remember? You said we needed to lay like 30% of the staff. Anybody who wasn't very useful. Jim was on the list.
No, and then I'll bet you that there's people that sent it out like a day late or 2 days late or like
Right.
totally forgot.
Or
There's
the address for service. They're like, we didn't receive it, and therefore it's like that doesn't count. There's some loopholes out there.
There's got to be. Well, I mean, these things went through some pretty intense lawyers, I would imagine, and they're like culminations of agreements over years, right? It's like
Yes.
one
There's
guy
a-
in the firm, the next guy, and
For
everybody's
50
like,
years of condo and pre-construction home building, they have
Right.
been circulating those agreements around.
right? Then
Lawyers,
you see the
round
other
tables.
guys. Yeah, you get in a deal with
Oh,
another
I
guy.
see
You go,
what he-
oh.
I
This
see
is
what he did
good.
here. He
Yeah,
doesn't
look-
cap the development charges. Oh, interesting. So now whatever the amount is, it's just passed on to the buyers. All right, let's use that one.
Let's use that. They'll never know. This is
They'll
great
never
at
know.
the
It's
end.
buried on page 36.
What are they going to do at the end when there's an extra $75,000 bill that they have no choice to pay? This is fantastic.
We'll make more money than ever.
Evil developer.
It's just the way it goes, though. I mean, at the end of the day, right now, everybody's looking out for themselves. Like, I don't blame the developers to do whatever is necessary to be able to get these deals closed. I don't blame the buyers to try to get out. I don't blame, the tenants for exercising their rights. Like, everyone should just be looking out for themselves right now because nobody's looking out for you. That's what I can tell you.
This is a interesting perspective because I mean, most people hate developers and don't want us to make money and don't think we deserve anything, quite frankly. We're scum. We're just sludge at the bottom of the earth. And that's a refreshing angle to hear. The thing is, TK, is that, I mean, some guys do it in certain ways that give us a bad reputation. Okay. Some guys,
A lot of guys,
a
and that's
lot of
and it's not just a
guys.
couple guys. It's not like 3%. It's like 50% of the active developers at any given time. But it's the same 50% who stays around for 40 years, and the other 50% comes and goes
Right.
until this is how it works, Darryl. Developers are great until they are going to do a project that they're losing money on,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden they turn.
Sure. They turn not great.
That's it. And
Well,
that the ones
that's
who've been
just it.
around for a while go, all right, we're going to lose money on this one, but we can't risk our reputation. So we're going to do everything within the
Our
lines,
power. Yeah.
stay within the law, and we're going to get it done, even though we might have to lose some money on this one because that's what our reputation is. But other guys are going like, how the heck am I going to lose $5 million on this project? I don't have $5 million. I wasn't even making $5 million. How am I supposed to
Yeah.
lose $5 million on this project?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I did all this fucking work for the last 3 years. I got no money, right? There's no potential profit anymore. And so it's funny. I just had breakfast with this young guy, okay? And we were talking about one of his deals, and it's like, you can't have the guy at the helm of the deal choked to death because do you understand? So okay, let me backpedal a little bit. So this kid wants my opinion on a deal he's working on, and it turns out that his cut is minuscule. He has to do all the work and he gets paid nothing along the way. And I was like, wow, like that's, and he's like so excited about it because, his piece at the end of the day looks like it's this, right? Like, oh, wow, I'm going to make all this money at the end of the day. This is fantastic. And it's like the end of the day is like, if happens, if this goes well, it's like the leftover scraps go to this guy. And I said to him, I said, he's like every other young developer that wants to get in. I just want to show people what I can do. I don't need money right now. I just want to build something and show the world that I can do it. And then from there, it's going to be smooth sailing. And I was like, oh my God. Like I've been there, I've done that.
It's not worth it.
You
You got to make some money.
You have to make some money because when you're choked, okay, and when you're struggling to come up with your own money, okay, because you're not being paid because you're being taken advantage of, or things change and you're getting choked, whatever it is, you make decisions.
Or you structured your deal the wrong way.
It's always that because you don't know how to structure a deal. I just want to build something and show.
Don't worry, if we make money, I'll make money. It's
right?
okay.
Where do you want me to sign for this guarantee? Like, no problem. Let's do everything. Yes. Anyways, so the point is it's so fucking hard to do this shit, and there's so many things stacked against you, and it takes so fucking long. You can't do this for nothing, and then people get mad because they don't they're like, why you make money along the way? You should get paid from the profits. And it's like there's this whole crazy stupidity going around the whole world right now. It's always the case is everybody is in it for themselves is what the point you were making, and the point that I want to reiterate. And what I'm realizing more and more now recently is that you can have the same goals as a whole bunch of people that you're involved with and still not be in full alignment to get there, right? You can have the same project, the same goals, and everybody on the team wants to do the best possible, make the most amount of money, but everybody's got a different way of arriving there that's in their best interest, right? And so you got to you're constantly fighting against 30 different things, right? That all want the best for themselves, really. And it's like, how do young people navigate this when they don't know, right? How do even old people navigate this when they do know? And the rules are changing all over the place. It's like a fucking pandemonium out there. And then like a good market, that is all sustainable, right? It's like, oh, here's money. You take this piece, you do this, I'll do that. Money everywhere for everybody. But now in a down market, it's like everybody's trying to get theirs. Everybody wants.
There is no money, and
no
the problem
money.
is not. The problem is not. It's no longer a matter of will it make money or not. Now it's just like, are we going to lose control of the project because we've already started? We've already got shovels in the ground. There's going to be so much money that needs to be infused into this deal, right? I'm now no longer making any money. So it's like, why am I going to continue even finishing this project at this point? My personal guarantees are already wiped out, the net worth that
Oh,
I've got, plus my partners. Like,
oh,
there's some really major collapses going on right now that people
behind
don't
the
even understand.
surface.
So
Yeah.
exactly, like there's just so many. You and I were talking about some pretty big player stuff this week about, different things, and they're shuffling the cards, and you can kind of see what's going on there, but at the end of the day, it's not done it's not by accident. Like, this timing isn't a coincidence. It's that, really is there's a lot of people who, especially lenders, especially people who are backing land deals, people who are backing investors, investing money into these huge funds and stuff like that. They're in a position right now where they're feeling stress that they haven't felt for a long time
Yeah.
or ever.
Ever.
Right. And
Ever.
that's, yeah, if they've been around long enough, then maybe they felt it in the 90s. But to survive the 90s, like,
You
you
have to do some crazy shit. You have to do.
you were huge.
Yeah.
You had, you were lucky. You had very little debt. You had, Bramley Homes, like, all these big guys.
Or you.
Tridel probably pretty much went under, but, resurfaced. Like,
That's
everybody.
no. Well, Tridel had to turn in themselves into a general contractor and avoid all the crazy risks because they got like really maimed. Maybe not
Yeah.
killed, but they got maimed. And
Yeah.
it's great that you said that, because a big part of my list here, which we're not going to get to anything because we got our guest waiting
We're
forever.
going to talk about all
because
this
of
with him because he's the guy.
TK. He's the perfect guy to talk to. But what I want to get into the conversation now, which is perfect segue from what you said, is right now.
Yeah.
All I'm reading about is mergers and acquisitions. Okay, big fucking
M&A.
right. And listen, mergers and acquisitions are nice. They're nice, but there's generally a reason for them. Okay, and it's from time to time
pretty it up though.
Yeah,
They butter up
sounds
that
good.
bread like, oh,
Right.
for opportunities with technology, and our visions are aligned for us to be able to
Economies
go on
of
this journey
scale.
together in order
Right.
for us to benefit from each other's representation and market presence. No,
Mergers and
I am
acquisitions.
not doing as well as I thought, and I need some help.
One of us
So
is fucked. And
this
one of
guy
us
has
isn't.
got the money, and I've got the real estate, and now we're gonna try to figure out this mess together.
That's right.
That's what's going on.
I'm going to help you out, right? Because you've got some great fucking deals, and I've got a whole hoard of cash. We're
Exactly.
okay. You're kind of fucked. So we're going to call it a merger so you don't look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But like, you're
Even
not
the
gonna
real
get
estate
much of
companies, the
this
real
deal.
estate brokerages right now, it's all the same thing. You know what I mean? Everyone's saying
Mergers.
merging and buying this, and even Remax itself. You know what I mean? Like, no, Remax has had issues with debt. They've been taking on debt. They had like 170 million. Don't quote me on that,
offices.
but it's like they had this huge amount of debt, and it's
Yeah.
a public company, publicly traded company. So eventually they get to the point where they say, you know what? Maybe this business model isn't as profitable doing it the same way that we've been doing it for 40 years, 50 years, and that we got to make a change, and that's why they sell, right?
Yeah, 100%. They
these are all-
need to, but
Yeah.
generally, and we got Bassam Hanna here now
Bassam,
from
welcome.
Almega. He is a brave gentleman. He's got shovels in the ground. No, he's past shovels in the ground. He's got a big giant hole in the ground.
We got two holes in the ground.
You got 2 holes in the ground? Holy shit,
yeah.
man.
I'm super dumb.
Super dumb. Well, okay,
We love
so
it. We love dumb
love it.
people on this show.
That's right.
We're very familiar with them.
That's right.
I hang out with
cultivate
Darryl a lot.
stupidity
Darryl hangs
around here.
me a lot, so we're
That's
good.
right.
But let's hear it. What do you got on the go? Let's give
I
a little
prefer
bit of a
brave.
background.
Yeah. What's
Let's give a
going
little bit
on?
of background. What's going
Well,
on?
so who is Bassam? I mean, I know you. You don't remember
Yes.
me, but I know you.
Okay, we already
Yeah.
talked about this. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me and
Me
my
being
previous career.
unmemorable. That's right.
No, that's not it. That's not it. You're very memorable.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I appreciate
welcome.
the Saturday morning wake up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite hungover. I went out and I did
You had a good time.
I did the completely irresponsible thing yesterday. So here I am.
There you go. Did you have fun?
Well, thanks for waking up
did.
and showing up.
Where were you? Where'd
Yeah.
you go? Where
Tell
did
us.
you go?
Well, I
Side-
did like a
side
whole
note.
tour. I went to Yorkville. I was in
Wow.
Ossington for a bit. Ended up in King West. You know,
Oh, wow.
Bar
standard
hopping.
standard protocol. Standard
Bar hopping.
protocol. Yeah.
That sounds like my wife. Every Thursday night, she's like having a party. It's good
Oh,
times. While I'm sitting here working my balls off. But that's
Yeah.
okay. I don't want to
That's
go.
all right.
You're a party guy? You're a party guy?
I don't I don't.
He's a
Yeah, I
party
like
guy.
a good
He's
time.
okay.
I like
He did
a good
okay.
time.
Come on,
Yeah.
Darryl, come on.
This is
Don't
why
put him on the spot
Bassam.
here, all
No,
right?
but this is why Bassam can raise all the equity to get these holes in the ground because he's out
Yeah,
there.
take him out. I'm like, come
social.
on, let's go
Let's
talk
go.
about it.
Let's
Have a
good
drink.
time. That's
Yeah.
right. Cool.
So who am I? For those that don't know, my name is Bassam Hanna. I run a firm called Omega. We build purpose-built rentals. We've been doing it for the better part of 20 years, over 15 years. We started off buying old apartment buildings, renovating for cash flow. We did that for the first 10 years. And then we kind of sold everything in 2020 and we started buying land sites that we would take through development, and then own and operate long-term, but at like a bigger scale. The reason we made that switch is because in 2019, in 2014, I started a cannabis company when it was legalizing. It did extremely well, and we sold at the peak of the market after taking it public and doing all the good stuff. And then I basically said, I don't want to lose all this money, so I'm going to build big apartment buildings so I don't spend it all, myself and all my investors. So right now we have 2 sites on the go. We have 824 Shepherd, which is the big hole in the ground. It's not so much a big hole. We're back at grade.
No way.
Yeah, so we're good.
Wow.
That's a 308 unit apartment building that'll start occupancy in mid 2018 or 2028. Sorry.
Shepherd
Um,
West.
yeah,
Faywood.
Shepherd and
Wilmington?
Wilmington.
Or
Yeah.
Wilmington. Yeah, Wilmington.
Yeah, I love the area.
Yeah. Thanks.
And then we got a 3-tower site. Tower 1 just started at Dundas in here, Ontario. And that's my neck of the woods. I live like a kilometer and a half
What's
away
that,
from that site.
Mississauga?
Mississauga.
Yeah.
And that one is the first tower is 32 stories, 326 units. So
Holy shit. That's
Yeah.
huge. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. All right. So we got a guy who's in the weeds. You're in there. You're literally,
I'm there.
underground. You're building. You got no choice but to turn back. And we talk about a lot of different people out there right now. There's a lot of projects obviously getting canceled. There's a lot of projects who, when they've got enough equity, are switching from condos to purpose-built rental. You were going you never went condos. It was purpose-built rental right from the beginning.
We've always been rental. We've
okay.
we've never done condo, to be honest.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the math. Like we want to kind of hear how has it changed since you first bought the land? How have you sort of been able to like weather that storm as cap rates are changing, interest rates are changing, all the different things.
Rents are changing.
Rents are changing, right? Like what are you doing right now to manage that? How are you able to still
Government programs are changing. Like,
get these buildings built?
When did you buy it? Hold on. Let's go. How far back are we going?
April 2020 was Shepherd, like literally the start of COVID. And then July 21 was 60 Dundas.
So just for everybody, including TK, a little backstory here. So Bassam, back in 2020, he was going to buy the site that I had in Kingston Road. He had it tied up. He was doing his due diligence. And smartly, maybe not at the time, but in retrospect, he decided that the deal wasn't for him. And that's how we know each other. And he actually
dodged a bullet.
He dodged a fucking bullet. That's for damn sure, man. The next guy didn't, but so did I. I'll tell you, like by a hair, I dodged a bullet.
We say thanks God.
Yeah,
thanks God.
Thanks God. But he bought that Shepherd site instead. Like he was, I guess, weighing the two.
Next to the quad cam site in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So I know all that whole strip of Shepherd there. Right?
I to be honest, it was that strip of Shepherd is great, except for the fact that it didn't have sanitation. Like the city work wasn't upgraded to that area. So the big risk there was, when are they going to get it done? Because there was a development freeze basically on that whole area until that work got completed. But we knew the city was going to take a long time to get us approved. So we just hoped that their works department was faster than their zoning department, and it was.
Well, they're geniuses. I mean, to put a subway from Don Mills to Yonge on Shepherd, and then just stop it, and then put another subway at the other end there at Dufferin, and not put anything in between is a clear genius level move, right?
They are doing a subway. At some point in the future, there's going to be one from Young. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'll be alive for it, but
Right?
it's
They could have
coming.
just kept going. Like, what the fuck are they doing? It's so fucking stupid. Like,
At
why
that
not?
point, it wasn't developed though, right? So at that point, it was all just old houses on Shepherd, so it wasn't there. There's
Yeah.
probably some developers who lived in that area too who didn't want it. You know, they were
The
probably like,
other
"Oh, I don't want
side of
construction."
no, but that's what happens. There's no
Yeah,
development, and then it all follows it when you know the subway's coming.
I
I
know.
mean, like we tied this thing up in 2019 before all the crazy, like the world was very rosy in 2019.
Yeah.
And the CMH, the MLI Select program was much easier to qualify for. Like my old employer before, like, I'm talking 15 years ago, Rose Corp, Sam Reisman, he, he was like, he's my mentor, like the person that taught me about MLI Select, and so it was much more of a no-brainer
Yeah.
conversation when we got into it because it was like it was a true 5% that you put down. You could get land lift, you could get money back from the deal. Like it's a completely different thing when we got into it. Um, but then once you buy the land, you either lose money, especially when we went from 2020 to today, land prices have not gone up. Like they've been going steadily down. I mean, yes, if you had a condo site in 21 to 23, you were making some crazy money, but we thought we were going to do rental, and so we were never thinking about selling then. Um, but the reason I'm in it today, well, I think long-term rentals always work. Like and just define long-term. Um, but it was a lot easier back then. Like the decision wasn't it wasn't like rocket science or just like, oh, this makes so much sense. We're going to put up $10 million, build a $200 million building. Like the math worked for us.
For
Yeah.
you guys, but there wasn't that many people doing rentals back then. I mean, most people had done, if they were in rentals, they were doing condos
There's
now,
nobody. There's
right? There
nobody
was
doing
like
it.
literally nobody. So,
Yeah.
I guess there weren't too many people 15 years ago, even 10 years ago, talking about MLI Select or CMHC financing or any of
MLI
this
Select
shit,
didn't
right?
exist 15 years ago.
But
It was like ACLP, but it was just called CMHC. There wasn't two programs.
right. But
Yeah,
like guys that knew about it almost had a secret superpower because most people didn't know about it, understand it, and they were all focused on condos. They didn't even give a shit about the program, right?
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I like that day. I like those, but you know what? I'd say the rental market that we're walking into now, or that like is building up right now, is probably the best. It's going to be amazing for us in 28, 29, 30 because no one's building right now, right? Like condo or rental, no one's building anything. So, like take a look at condo starts. Like how many construction starts are in 2026? Like I think it's under 50. Like well under 50.
Yeah.
So, like when you think about, and I know everybody's like, oh, immigration has stopped and whatever, but I'm like, we went from taking 1 million people in to 300,000 people in. We're still in that rental crisis that people are that has been projected, and I don't think we have enough homes in Canada. I think we have a lot of supply right now, and it's the wrong kind of supply, which is why there's vacancies. But like you either got to be bullish or not, and I won't know if my thesis is right until 28, 29, 30. I'm a gambler.
No worries. So
He's a gambler.
and definitely, Bassem, just by you having two sites on the go right now, I already knew that has to be the way you're looking at things. Like
Yeah.
if you didn't think like that, then you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. So there's a story in the States, okay? So Brandon Turner, Beardy Brandon, who used to be on the Bigger Pockets podcast, and
Hmm.
so he's recently had a purchase of 72 million, multifamily building. Got raised 25 million in equity. Was forced to sell as interest rates went up, even though he increased his NOI, even though he did everything right based on sort of like value add type of repositioning asset type of strategy like you used to do. But in the end, lost $15 million worth of his investors' money, right? And
Hmm.
so there's a lot of like right now and 5 years ago we weren't thinking like this. We were just like, oh yeah, invest your money in the fund and you're going to make these returns, and
Yeah.
Equidon and Greybrook, and everybody's just got all these things going on, and everyone was like, wow, look, this is amazing. I don't have to own a piece of real estate and change toilets and da 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 da. So
Yeah.
like, how are we managing that today? Like what are you doing right now? Because obviously, equity is hard to find now. I don't know when you started, but it's
I
like
raised it in
equities.
2020 and 2021. I raised $20 million for Shepherd,
Yeah.
and almost $30 million for Dundas. That's equity checks too. Like
Yeah.
that's
So how do you manage that now, knowing that the market's changing? Like my first question with rents and expenses and cost of construction and development charges and all these things that are up in the air in the best sense. So what are you doing? Like how do you navigate that? So for people listening right now who plan on doing purpose-built rental, a guy like you, what's the
yeah.
plan?
Yeah.
What's the plan? Okay, so how do I manage it? Thankfully, we're in a spot where the banks, we have traditional construction financing. Like we have been approved for CMHC financing, but we did not take it. We ended up going traditional construction financing, and then we will take it out with MLI Select at some point in our construction process. Um, what gave us and our investors a massive sense of comfort was when the banks approved our loans. Like we have a loans with BMO, like it's a tier one bank. We're not over levered. We don't have mez. We don't like it. This is a very like cookie cutter deal. Everybody talks about the downside, like the ugly part of being in a recession, which is, rents are coming down. There's a ton of condo or there's a ton of inventory, whatever. Um, we are like 15% under budget on our projects. Like construction crews are hungry. We're getting best trades at best prices. That's how the math starts to work out. So where we were underwriting, like I'll give you real life examples. We were underwriting $4.40 rents at Shepherd when we first started this thing.
Yeah.
And then we look at it now, we're like, shit, we'd be lucky if we get 380 rents, So,
380.
so we're like if we were to rent today, I can't predict what's going to happen in
Yeah.
tomorrow world. So
Mhm.
everything has to be underwritten on today's value. So I look at today and I say, okay, what does my building need to cost for me to get to construction start for the bank to give us this money? Because I'll tell you one thing, like the hardest person to convince is your lender. If
Yeah.
you get them on board, you're probably doing something right, or
Yeah.
you're doing enough right to like get to the next step. So yeah, when we first underwrote this thing, the building cost $195 million, like Shepherd, and we needed $4.40 or whatever the number was. Now the building actually costs like we're 95% tendered or whatever it is, and the building costs something in like the 150s, 160s, and we can drop our rents to 380, and that's how the math works,
Right.
but that being said, I have a ton of people around me who built condos, whose investors or like their investor owners, whatever, they need to get above $4 to make any math work on their pro
Yeah.
formas.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm a bit insulated and I've got time. So like those are the messages. Like I'm basically, this is the communication that I give to my investors. But I caveat it with, I'm not sure if I'm right. If you want to make 20% IRRs, which is what all of our investors are coming into our funds for, like you have to understand that 20% risk is high, right? And we are going into an illiquid asset in a tough market, and we are betting on the future. And if you can't stomach any of that, like let me try to find you an exit. Let me try to find somebody that will buy your LP units or whatever it is. Like
Mhm.
it's a
Yeah.
very candid conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting environment. So now you mentioned something that I've been kind of flagging recently, and what I see, not necessarily on your projects, but in general, what I see coming down the pipe as a big potential problem is the financing is based on a certain rent, right?
Yes.
And it's set at a certain point in time. And since most of those were set at that point in time and are in construction, they've come down every single month since they put the shovel in the ground. And
Hmm.
so, in order to get that takeout that most people are looking for, they need to achieve those targets, and they're not going to. And there's only one way, as far as I know, to make up that shortfall, right? Because now you're building at whatever cap you're using is worth less, right? So
Hmm.
now you can't take out as much money. Chances
You
are, I
might have to
think
put
you
in.
need more money. This is the
Yeah.
fucking problem.
Yeah.
Now, yours is a giant project with all kinds of time and all kinds of equity, but most projects are like over leveraged with like operators that don't know what the fuck they're doing and rents that have been diminishing since they started construction. they don't have the ability. It's hard as fuck for even a good operator right now to come up with some more equity in this market on a
Hmm.
good deal. Forget about a deal that's going sideways that you need to cough up more money for. And you don't know if the people already in the deal want to come up with more or can come up with more money. I see a very big vacuum opening in the near future for a ton of equity. And then just to add into that story, what becomes interesting is we hear of a friend of ours, Matt Young, who looks like he came up with a deal where the government is an equity partner in his
Oh,
Scarborough project, right? The $178 million investment through the Ontario Building Fund or Build Ontario Fund. This is an equity deal, okay, for his
really?
Scarborough Junction site. Yeah, so the government gave him $178 million for a project that was definitely stalled. I mean, there's no secret there. How do you do one of those things, right? Right
Yeah.
now. And now all of a sudden, the government's got a $178 million equity check to come in and keep this 4,000 units, I guess, flowing.
I don't love when the government like goes so heavy into like the assistance of like especially specific projects. Um, One, it's just a drain on all of us if we end up paying for it in taxes. But two, it's like let the market decide. You know, like I feel like everybody has a problem with being the loser, right? Like no one wants to like be holding the bag when shit happens. Um, but that's 1000% going to happen. Like the things you're talking about, like one, yes, if you don't hit your rent projections, it's going to go from like, even if you get approved for an MLI select mortgage, you have, it's based on 98% occupancy at a certain rate, right? That you've agreed to. And if you don't meet that, then you don't meet your debt service coverage ratio, which means that then that loan gets sized according to whatever your actual rents are. So
And the
what will
building
like
is built now,
And you're getting
the
a
right?
second
building is
mortgage,
built
and
You already
you
paid
you're
for this
selling through
thing.
a REIT really soon for cheap.
for very cheap. So I think that those in that scenario, you have one of two options. You either fire sell and accept that you've lost money, or you come up with more equity and you be patient. At some point in the future, and I'm talking 5, 10 years down the line, the rents will get to the point where you need to be and you'll be able to refinance out. And that's the whole thing about rental, right? Like especially residential rental.
Time.
But it's time. It's a time thing. So if you have the ability to be patient and you've structured your deal in a way where you don't got a gun to your head at the worst possible time, then that's fine, man. Clip your coupons, do whatever you need to do. Your investors can be a little upset, but they'll get their money back eventually. Um,
I like how you
Now,
said time, because time is money. What about your time on construction? Sorry to interrupt you there, but like
yeah,
you must have projected in 2019 and 2020 that would be like a 10-year project or something like that based on timelines back then. Like how much faster is it going now?
we knew. Okay, so zoning took a lot longer than we thought. We thought we were going to get through zoning in 24 months. It ended up taking us 4 years in Toronto, which is ridiculous. But like
Oh
it
my
is what it
God.
is. Like
Why? 4 years? That's crazy.
yeah, I can get into the details, but it sucks. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it's
Neighbors
annoying.
like NIMBY
That's
bullshit.
that's
We had
Shepherd site. That's the Shepherd site. What
yeah
about the
we
Mississauga one?
Mississauga when we had to go to OMB
Yeah.
or OLT. We took them straight. That one took 4 years as well. We had to take them to
Mm.
court. And we went the full gauntlet, and then they settled with us basically the day before we were in front of a judge,
Right. Well,
which is
settling's
bullshit. But
better
like
than losing.
it's true. It's true. And I just don't think they want the loss. Like we knew we had it right when we made the court application, and then it's just getting the city to like they drag their feet on purpose, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had a crystal ball on that. One day I'm gonna run for the mayor of Mississauga, and I'll see what it looks like on the other side. But not today.
No.
Not today.
Every
Um,
all of us want to do that kind of thing because we think we can maybe change things, but I mean, you're so deep into this business, you know that machine is a goddamn, you can't change that thing. No one's
Dude, if
changing
I
this thing. Come on.
I've talked about this. I'm like I'm more than half serious that I'm going to do this. I'm going to run for one term because I will never get reelected, and I'm and I'm going
It's
to
a good
try to
pitch.
fuck up as much shit as I can to try to
Yeah.
fix it for the people. I'm like, you can pay me $1. I don't need the money. I'm
Yeah.
going there to try to help. It's my civic duty, and then I'm out. You're gonna probably never ask me to come back, but I'm gonna make so
What
many
do you
enemies.
what do you think about Bradford?
I like him. I really like him. I think he's well, listen. I think I like anybody better than Olivia right now. Um, and it's crazy because I was talking to somebody like Olivia's going to win again. She's got the votes, and
Did
I was
she
like,
win
how?
last
She won
time?
last time.
Did
How?
she win last
Yeah.
time?
Like,
Come on.
how is this happening?
I didn't
Yeah.
even know she ran last time and then she won.
I don't get it. I don't get it,
She's been in
especially in
council a long
Toronto.
time, so she's got a good name, and she supports the people who, 50% of
Who
the
vote?
people, yeah, in the city don't care about development, right?
Yeah.
They're
But like, do you
renting.
care about like fucking city infrastructure and projects and like
Toronto
anything? Like,
Toronto clearly doesn't care what its face, like its mayor, looks like to the rest of the world. We're having a good run with mayors and looking like morons. It's good. And that's why I'm saying this machine is in place for a reason. It does its things for reasons none of us can comprehend. And we're glutton for punishment because look at that. You're doing it more. You got 4 years. You're going to do it again. Are
mhm.
you not like thinking about like, shouldn't I just go somewhere else and do this where it's fucking easier and cheaper and
Yes.
warmer,
Safer, less
Yeah,
risk.
and
right?
more Florida-y.
Right?
Um,
Or
honestly,
Texas-y?
my wife and I talk about it all the time. It comes down to the community. Like, one, I think there's no better place in the world than Toronto or Canada from June till the end of September. Like weather-wise,
Agreed.
vibe-wise, like I
Yeah.
really think we got it. Like I've traveled a lot. I'd rather be here. Um, but it comes down to community, man. Like I grew up here, my family's here, like my kids go to school.
Sure.
Yeah, I could pick up and leave, but I'm not a big
Business.
yeah, I'm not a big run away from a problem kind of guy. I like everybody that is like, I love when I hear all this negative talk in Canada because that's when opportunity happens. Like I'm, what's funny is like you guys are like, wow, you have 2 sites on the go and equity's hard to raise. I'm currently raising another 50 mil that I'm doing all right on, and I'm going to put I want to put two more sites on the I want to break ground on two more sites before the end of 27. So
Nice.
I'm that dumb. Like I think that it's so hard for people to realize that we're at the bottom or that we're in the bottom until we're out of it. And then it's too late and everybody's scrambling and there's like a million cranes in the sky and yeah, well, whatever. Like I don't want to wait for that. This has been an opportunity for me. Um, I'm leaning into it, and you know what? I could be extremely wrong. I leave space in my mind that I don't have a crystal ball, and I may not have this all figured out. Uh, but if I'm wrong, I'm gonna go out with a bang. Like
But it
I just
sounds
don't
like you
think I'm gonna
got.
be wrong.
I think, and then when I witnessed this with Darryl often, so I kind of understand the skill set that's necessary. Is that you're a problem solver. So like you understand, like you mentioned it already several times, like
Roll with it.
what would be necessary in order to fix the problems that come up, and there could be problems. Your rents could be a lot lower, timelines, interest costs,
Hmm.
whatever, right? But like
Hmm.
there's solutions to every problem, and maybe it means not saving face and you can't save your ass and your face at the same time, right? So maybe it means saying I make less money or you bring in partners or whatever it
Yeah.
is. But at the end of the day, like there's solutions. And I think that when you focus on that, those are the people that get stuff done. That's the bottom line. Like somebody's got to build these properties, somebody's got to build these buildings. The
Like
big
if
guys are able
they're
to
not
do it
here. They're not
because
here right now. They're actually
yeah,
trapped. It's not even that they don't want to. They're trapped. They have like their banks extend a certain amount of credit to them. They extended that to build whatever tower they were building in 21, 22, 23, and they're still not out.
yeah,
Until they clear that inventory,
yeah,
that is anybody that's in this industry that wants to level up, that is your runway to get in while the big guys are on they're in the penalty box,
mm,
right? And if you wait for them to be your like indicator as to okay, now it's time to get back in, they're going to eat your lunch. They have more money, more power, more influence, more what, like all the things,
yeah.
so like if you're waiting for that, like wait. But I'd But I encourage anybody that wants to like go one level higher. This is it. This is your time. There's no competition around.
So
You
we
already own the land that you are looking at?
I haven't. I'm taking this nice and easy. The
Okay.
one thing I've learned is when I first did the two funds, I actually raised like 10 million for Shepherd and 15 million for Dundas, and I had to go back and ask my investors for more money and all this stuff. So I'm just gonna go. If I raise the equity properly, I will do the sites. If I don't, I'm chilling. I've got enough on my plate. But like it's not gonna stop me from trying to do more. It's growth mode for me.
Where's the interest coming right now? So people who are, is it internationally? Is it local? Is it developers? Is it people who are like, where's the interest right now for people who actually have equity looking to get into purpose-built rentals?
Um,
Retail
I
side, like,
look, historically, I'm raising from retail investors, like people that write, you know, 50 to $500,000 checks, and we pool together. Um, I will continue to raise from them, but there's a lot of international money that wants to come into Canada. Like I think when people don't understand, I'm a first generation immigrant. My parents moved from Egypt to come here because it's scary down there. Like it's scary there. Um, there's a whole world that wishes to come to Canada, and I think that we completely undervalue or undersell that point. Um, and before they come here, they bring their money here and they make sure it can earn. So, and these aren't dumb people. They are quite sophisticated. These are family offices that invest internationally and do whatever. And then the institutions are kicking around too. Like I think the reason we're popular with the banks now is because they have money that they need to put out, like or else their business model stops working. So
That's right. They
uh,
want fees.
yeah, like there's a certain point where all the blood's been let out of the system, and then now you got to get back to work. So, uh, actually, a question for you: where do you guys think we are on like the bottom? Like
Well, I
where
was
are
just
we
gonna
in?
say that. So, okay, so you said something, and I've mentioned it a few times over the last few months. You said that you think we're like in what the bottom looks like, and I'm on record for months saying like I've been seeing the signs that help form the bottom for a long time, and like you're saying, it's like there isn't a point in time where the bottom forms. There's all these things that happen, and then later on you realize that's where the bottom was. And I
Yeah.
don't think we're at the bottom, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of pain left, but there's
Hmm.
things happening that are going to help form this bottom when it does come. For me personally, I think that we are still in for a world of hurt for at least another year because there's too many of these shitty condos. There's too many purpose-built rentals coming online. They're all converging simultaneously, and we can't absorb what we already have, and there's just so much more of it coming online. But then you see $178 million investment of equity in a deal to like pull that thing out of the mire. And you start seeing all these different mergers and acquisitions happening. Concert, Brookfield, Fengate, and like that whole I don't know if you know the rail
King
deck
set.
thing.
Look at King set.
King, that's the big one that
Yeah.
affected me. King set
Yeah.
and Choice buying out
First
what's it called,
cap.
First
Yeah.
Capital, DBS and Stafford teaming up for rentals. Like there's all these things that are happening that normally would not have happened in the old environment. And so I don't know when the bottom is here, but I see all these things forming that will, clear out the shit and clean up some balance sheets and allow things to kind of move forward. But I don't know what the fuck is going to happen in the next 12 months that is going to like make it seem like the condo market's okay. Right. And that's just going to
Oh,
drag shit down no matter what everything else wants to do. I think.
I think all the markets are tied. I think everybody, we try to talk about things being separate, luxury, condo, freehold, this and that, but they're all tied together at some point. And like we're seeing a lot of good resilience in the freehold market right now. Like we had a girl on our team do a $9.5 million deal this week.
A
We sold
house?
a house. We
Where's
sold a
that?
bunch. It's a cottage. We had a bunch of people do like a lot of deals. Like I had a few sales this week. Like we had a lot of stuff going on resale wise. Like it was healthy. I think that there might be like some condo buildings and like a few sized units that'll take a long time before we ever really need those again. I think that
hmm.
there'll be some land that's just like not prime location land that people bought that will still go into receivership over the next few years because there's still lots of stuff. But I mean, I think that that's a hard question to say the bottom. I think that we'll hit bottoms in each different segment of the market over the course of like 2 or 3 years. But I think the freehold market is getting very close. There's just so much demand for it, especially like Toronto GTA stuff. Like you're seeing it sell now, and that's the thing. It's just people had to readjust their expectations, and now people are actually getting things moved. I listed one. I dropped the price $150,000, and then I get multiple offers, and I sell over asking. Like it's not at the right price. As soon as it gets to the right price, all of a sudden people start to buy again.
I had a house on my street just sold in like 2 weeks, which for lately that's like a miracle. I'm bracing myself to hear what the price was because it's a conditional sale, so we don't get to see it yet. But like, it went fucking fast.
The mood's changing. The mood's changing for sure.
I'm telling you, all of the I'm gonna use a completely different example. When COVID started, the world thought we were done.
Done,
right?
Man. Done.
Like it's over. It's over.
So
3 years later, 3 years later, we had the world's best fucking economy. Like
a year later, it was crazy.
Yeah, but it continued for like, and everybody forgot. Everybody forgot that COVID happened. Like,
do you remember there was like, I remember sitting here at home, like patiently waiting for Center Court to launch in the fucking live stream. They were doing it at like the docks in the parking lot. Do you remember? They had all the agents in cars 6 feet apart.
Masks, everything.
They're up on a fucking on a stage with a screen. It was like this whole craziness. It was like the market. Yeah, they sold out. And it was like, holy shit. We couldn't have been more wrong with which way the fucking market was gonna go, right?
Yeah. And
I think this is a little different, I think, to be honest. But maybe I'm wrong.
Why is it different though? What's the?
I hope you're fucking right.
You don't think the market's gonna come back?
It's not that I don't think it's going to come back. I don't think it will look anything close to what it looked like before. I don't think there'll be this pandemonium of stupidity where people are buying 450 square foot units times
That's
10.
A mistake. That's a blip. Like they're going to look back at that in like when history like truly like unfolds in 10, 15 years and be like, oh, they built these fucking studios that no one can live in or whatever, but they'll still be occupied.
There'll be a use. Yeah, there'll be use for them for sure. Honestly, I think what you're doing is going to, I'm bullish on that. I think it's going to be going from the condo way that we did it before, where each individual unit was owned by an investor and then they would rent it out. That makes no sense. These investors don't know how to manage a building. They don't know how to collect rent. They don't know how to do anything properly.
Those investors need to be re-educated and put into funds.
Put into a fund.
They put into a fund, right?
We've been talking about that for 2 years now.
Yeah, we've been talking about that forever.
But the shitty part is you have people like doing nefarious things in funds, right? And it gives bad names. Like, like I don't want to call people out, but there's plenty of bad actors.
There's a guy in Miami, Rishi Kapoor. He just got convicted of fraud. He had up 10 years prison because he was based in Miami. The Miami mayor was getting $200K income from him in order to be able to get approved for everything, and he took his funds from one project and moved it over to another guy. So it's in the news. Right? But at the end of the day, the expectations of the investors is the problem. They used to double their money. They put in 60 grand and then they walk away with 250. So
and they didn't have to wait
no brainer
10 years. Yeah, it's like it's a different pitch.
Flip it on an assignment.
When you're trying to put when you're trying to put like a pool of rental investors together, they have to have a very different mentality. And so this is what I've seen in my experience over the last couple of years. Is the guys that were out there slogging the condos, raising money for condos, they burnt their entire client base, not on purpose, but they're like stuck in deals.
Well, they're fighting them. They're fighting them on PSAs, like you guys were mentioning earlier. Like everybody's trying to get out of their purchase and sale agreement. Like, nah, I don't want to. This, that, and the other. They don't like each other anymore.
No, and so you have the same people that went out and tried to raise that money for rental, right? To the same people. And those are not, you cannot raise I don't think you can raise money from a previous condo investor into a rental pool because it's like so different. The return, the timeline, the deal, you know, you're pitching to hold, no? Or are you pitching to sell the site
I'm
in
a
10
hold.
years?
Honestly, I think we're gonna have to spin it into a REIT just to give people a liquidity option. But me personally, I want to hold forever, man. I want cash flow. I'm doing this personally for cash flow.
Right. So the investor base, I don't know what you pitch, but like to do a rental thing, you have to have a much longer time horizon and you have to have much lower expectations on your return. And you have to be willing to maybe never see your money back and just leave it in there forever and get your money. I don't know what's going to end up happening in which funds, but you can't have the same approach to the condo market where it was like in 4 years, you're going to triple your money
Yeah.
and we're in, we're out, and you spin it in the next one.
But that'll change naturally. That'll
It
change
has to.
naturally. The people will eventually go, okay, I get it now. So if I can make 15% IRR and all that kind of stuff, there's risk, but that's a great return, and I should be okay with that.
No
and
other
any investor
option.
who's been around forever would tell you, like you're expecting to be able to get 100% on your money, like that's risky. It might work once or twice, but be prepared to lose it all, right? It's like, trading options or anything else that anybody else has ever done. That's the risk profile that those investments take on.
Yeah.
Dude, like I mean, I came from like when I was in the cannabis world. Like, you want to talk about hyperinflation and hype and like not realistic expectations. Like, we had a factory that produced like 0 grams of cannabis at the time, and we had a $100 million public company valuation with like free flowing volume in the market. You know, like it's wild. Like it's
SpaceX, like
yeah.
SpaceX IPO.
Yeah, 1.7 trill.
How much can you lose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, look, man. By the way, the comments are hilarious. I'm
let's
reading
get
the
to those.
comments
I
on
want to
this
get to
side.
those.
They're
Is it time for the
so
chat?
funny.
We usually do that about an
my
hour.
God, that's so good.
We're there.
Somebody
Hold on.
somebody call me. Hold on. This egghead is a fucking idiot. I appreciate that, North Wolf Cabin 6929. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time for the chat. All right. Yeah. Let's see what's going on.
There's a lot of
in the
dummies
chat.
in there.
There's a lot
No,
of
it's okay, man.
We're gonna vote.
Let him
We're
say
gonna
his
vote.
thing.
We're gonna vote on the dumbest
correct
commenter
here.
today and the smartest one, just to like pump them up here.
Well, obviously, I like dumb money. This is giving me props, so
Yeah, dumb
my
money.
guy.
Let's go. You're doing
dumb
well,
money,
dumb money.
That's son
money's
of
a
a
regular.
bitch. Nobody likes this dumb money guy except
He's
for
a
you.
regular.
LOL. That was a racket. I don't know what. See, it's hard to figure out what.
Wait, do
they're
we start
actually
from the
saying.
top here? Oh yeah.
It's
You,
hard.
you
It's
get to
gonna
the
skip
top
down.
and then somebody makes a new message and it comes down to the bottom. It's a really horrific system, I gotta say. I wouldn't want to be renting 308 vacant dog crate units. So that's a good
We don't
question.
have dock rate units. That's
what
we
size-
don't.
what are the
700 square
sizes?
foot average.
Average 700 square foot.
Yeah,
It
we have
says
like
in the
1,000
same
square foot
sentence.
twos, 1,000 square foot twos.
That's more like it, yeah.
Yeah, like a 1,200 square foot threes, and like we actually kind of don't touch ones. We do 1+ dens because if you're living in something, you need to like all this work from home stuff like you got to build things that people want. Like this is, and look, I grew up in rentals, so for anybody that thinks I'm building dog crates, I've lived in this shit for when we first came here, and I know what I like and I know what I don't want to live in. So
Pool
Yeah,
your
so
cash, kids.
everybody's a bear in the comments, just so you know. You're not gonna find anybody who's gonna be like, great
Rarely.
idea.
yeah.
awesome.
They didn't wait. They didn't
Rents
wake
are
up.
going up for sure.
What's
They
somebody
didn't
that-
wake up on Saturday to spread
Yeah.
vibes.
No, they're not.
No,
Yeah.
listen, the people that comment are generally, of a different breed, but the
Nah, I'm
bottom
okay
has
with them.
already passed, this guy says. What
Oh.
the fuck? You see, this is what we got to deal with, Bassam. It's, unfortunately, every time we go to that segment of the show, we end up with absolute garbage.
No, why?
That's it. That's the end of that segment. Anybody find anything worth mentioning
Tidbits?
here?
No.
Tidbits. I'm
Nothing
looking.
good.
Yeah.
I like TK's uncle's new show, Ron Butler. What's he up to? No, nothing going on here in the comments, guys. We got nothing. Oh, here, James Raffle. Hello, James. Someone wake up Karish. Yeah, where's Steve Karish today? All right, well, that was a
Wow,
buzzkill.
North Wolf really doesn't like me, eh?
Why? What's he saying?
I don't know. He's like, anyone
new? I
listening to
haven't
this
seen that
guy
one.
deserves what they get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No?
he's really got
Says the
something
guy
against
who's
me.
never done a deal in his
Yeah,
life.
never
It's
done a
okay.
deal.
It's okay, North Wolf. Come talk to me. I'll buy you a coffee. You might
Yeah.
like me. Who
Maybe
knows?
he'll invest in your fund.
Maybe.
You never know, right?
Yeah, I'm RRSP eligible. Let's
That's
go.
right.
First you're going to Yorkville, then you're going to Ossington, then you're going to end up on King West. You're going to have a time of your life, North
buddy,
Wolf, dog.
yeah,
Absolutely.
North Wolf. Give me a chance.
Give the guy a
Uh,
fucking chance, man. I mean,
yeah.
look, he's trying. You see, when I started the show with TK, I was saying, we get a bad rap. Everybody fucking wants us to fail. Everybody doesn't want us to have a nice car. Everybody doesn't want us to make any money. But it's like, look around. Like, what are you in right now? What's over your head? Do you have walls beside you? Like, how did that happen? Right? Like, where did that come
How'd you
from?
get
Did
there?
you build it yourself?
Pure luck.
Right?
Pure luck. Pure
Right?
luck.
Like, did it just appear when you thought about it, or did some son of a bitch fucking kill himself, almost go insane for 4, 5, 6 years to build that goddamn thing that you're living in? You son of a bitch, right?
And then someone spent, every weekend showing you until you found the right one, and then
That's
finally
right.
was able to get it for you. And then you said you had no money, but they still found a way to be able to get it done.
Right.
Ungrateful.
You want to know? Actually, okay, I'll give you like perspective. We travel a decent amount, and if go anywhere else in the world and tell me how much things cost, like I don't forget currency, but when you convert things back to Canadian dollars, we're the cheapest place to live and spend anywhere in the world that's worth living. Like I like go to Florida. I literally came back from Miami last week. I was blown away by how much things cost. It's like Canadian prices plus, and it's in USD. So like everybody's pitching me on Florida, come to Florida, come do this. So I'm like, why? It's insane.
I think
You know?
it's a tax thing. I think your money goes a little further in Florida, and certainly it's warmer. But
It's
yeah.
no, I mean not right now. Not now. It's
Depends.
too warm. I
He's
don't
in
wanna...
Miami. He's in Miami.
He's in
When we say
Miami.
Florida, there's a lot of
Yeah.
different parts of Florida. Okay.
Yeah, and if you
Miami's
leave like
expensive.
the water, like if you go to interior Florida, buddy, like
Different
I
ballgame.
don't think you want to live there.
It's a
Maybe you do.
different ballgame.
Yeah, maybe North Wolf does.
I think there's a few places that I would like to live that are nice and warm and much cheaper than Canada, but they don't have all of the things, that I'm used to, and that I probably get there and I'll be like, what the fuck did I do? Like, why am I here?
I think you just got to find a way to make money here, and this is what anybody with money does, and then just
Sure.
go somewhere warm during the winter.
During
Like
Yeah.
Austin said, this is the best place to be for 6 months of the year.
Tell me what price tell me what cost per square foot to buy in any major city is, and then keep in mind Toronto is like the top five largest population cities in North America.
Yeah.
So like we
Top
compete.
4 now. Yeah.
We compete. You know what I mean? Like we're up there. Tell me what cost per square foot to live in for rent or buy in Chicago,
LA,
New York, Miami, LA. Tell me where we
City.
stack up, and then go international. Tell me how much it costs in London. Tell me how much it costs in Germany. Tell me how much, or in Australia, Paris, like
Tokyo.
Tell me any of it. We are not even we are so low on that register. That's what gives me like long-term optimism. Like I get it. We're in the shits right now. We had a not very smart politician, like basically hippie up this country for the last 10 years. But the guy that's in there right now, I ain't mad at him. I think he's making moves. Like
this is the fucking problem, is I don't want to say that, but I keep saying that. It sounds like,
bro, he's doing it, man.
But it'd be nice if they would just say we're in a recession when they're like technical.
They did. They said we're in a
recession.
technical recession.
No,
we're in a
just
technical
call it
recession.
No, it's a
recession. Just say,
transitionary
we're not doing
period.
good right now, but this is how we're going to solve it.
It's a
because we've been in a
transition.
recession for years when you look at per capita GDP. So it's like we're not doing good. We all know that. So
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. I didn't vote.
But it's not their job to tell us like, oh, we suck. They have to paint a rosy picture. They got to save.
It's nice to say, hey, listen, guys.
That's our job. That's our job. We say
it.
it sucks. Yeah,
We're fixing it.
Yeah.
We got plans.
Dude, I love it here. And obviously, Darryl, to your question about a better tax in Florida versus here, all in. When you're talking about it, you pay 40% tax in Florida and you pay 50% tax here. So we're talking about 10%.
Is that a fact? Because I heard like in Florida they're getting rid of all property tax. And
Forget property tax, income
older
tax, and
people.
do it
is
like
income
when
tax high there for businesses? I don't think so. I
you got
think
to
for
bring it out of your
businesses-
business. Well, in Florida, you can there's loopholes and all this stuff, but I'm saying
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
but we have loopholes in Canada. Are we?
We
Who are we
do.
kidding? We have
Well,
loopholes
we have
too.
a
Like
few.
who's?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have a few.
just
I don't know any of them.
I don't want to
Well,
say that. Neither
I
do
would
I.
love to
Obviously,
hear.
I'm paying full
never
tax.
used any of
Yeah. I'm losing money, bro. I'm
That's
losing
right.
money. I
I've
can't.
been losing
Yeah.
money for 20 fucking years. All
It's
right. Well, listen, Bassam, you're a real estate guy. We could talk to you all day. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our segment with you. It was a
Dude.
great time. Appreciate
You guys
that
are
you came.
amazing. You guys are truly a fun time. This is one of the most fun times I've had on a podcast. I
All right,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome,
we
man.
we had a
We
good
like
time
having you.
too. Yeah.
And
you
we
got-
hope you are successful. I mean, that's the truth, right? I hope
Thank
these,
you, man.
these buildings get built. You raise more money. You have a
Yeah.
great,
Guys, I feel like we need a
fund.
Yorkville night. You know, what do you
Right.
think?
Let's go. Yeah.
All right, but let's go Ossington. We got to go for recession purposes. Let's go to Ossington. Yeah. Keep Yorkville away.
You don't want people to take any pictures. You know what I mean? They'll say
Yeah.
he's
Oh, buddy,
raising
I'll
money.
smile.
Now he's in Yorkville. What's going on?
Fuck that. No,
I don't
live
know.
your best life. All right, well,
Absolutely.
guys,
Well,
thank you
thanks,
so
man.
much for having me. I appreciate it.
we appreciate you. It's even better, right, than boots on the ground. We got boots in the hole with
Boots in
Bassam
the
Hanna.
hole.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna press a button here, and then
I'm gonna stay on. I want to watch the rest of the show. Just kick me off or put me
Yeah.
in the waiting room or whatever. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Bassam Hanna, everybody. That was
There we go.
a lot of insight. This is a brave soul.
love it.
He
Yeah, I
calls
love it.
himself stupid, and I get where he's coming from.
I think you
listen,
gotta be stupid to be in development. Like
it's not
w-
stupid, it's delusional.
Accountants are like the worst people to be doing this type of work. You know what I mean?
Oh,
They just
yeah.
analyze risks too much, and like they find all the reasons why it's not going to work. You have
Sure.
to ignore like a few warning signs and just go in with it. Like
need
full steam ahead
blinders.
and just
You
be
need-
like, yes, that could happen, but also that could happen,
Yeah.
and just go. And like those are the people who get it done. And if you're a problem solver like you are and he is, like you'll figure it out. Like, yeah, maybe you make less money, or you got to get more money, or you got to change one layout to the next layout, but you'll figure it out. Like
You'll figure it out. Listen,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I mean, look, there's some projects that I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You're not figuring it out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Or figuring it out is just fucking horrible. And not something that you want to do.
Yeah.
But listen, if he's right, and there's a lot of people out there that think that there's this gully of inventory coming, and that if you're building and you have inventory available, you're going to be in the right place at the right time, and everything is going to hit. And he makes good points about, listen, yeah, we budgeted for this rent, but we also budgeted for this hard cost of construction. And because no one else is brave enough to build right now, and we are fully, we're well capitalized,
Yeah.
we can move forward, and we're going to be good on the other side.
That
And
makes
if
a lot
we're
of
not,
sense. Yeah.
we have a plan. And he's not sitting there, I think, based on what he's saying, telling everybody, everything is rosy, everything is perfect, don't worry about it. It's like, this is
I love
what
that. His
think.
answer was really good where he
Yeah.
said,
I don't know.
Yeah, it could.
I
You
don't
could lose it
fucking
all.
know.
You could lose it all. Like if this
Yeah.
is not a good investment for you, then maybe we'll try to find someone to buy your units. All right, so let's look at the Treb numbers here. So we obviously got.
Well, before we
the,
do the Treb numbers, TK, I think we
yep.
should do a little bit of a commercial for Frank Leo.
Wow, you read my mind, and
I
then I
did.
forgot that I even thought that.
I read it and I stole it.
Well,
You
there could be an
forgot.
agent
Are
listening.
you a
right
real
now.
estate agent and you're looking to make a change anywhere in Ontario? Guess what? We're hiring. Frankly and Associates, #1 team in the GTA for all
That'll work.
Remax teams, #1 team for all teams from all companies for number of units sold throughout Toronto. So if you're looking to make a change, best decision I ever made was to join Frankly and Associates. Go to jointeamleo.com and we can set up a call.
Ooh-wee. Thank you, our sound engineer,
Sorry
Darryl
about that.
Frankfort. I appreciate
Sorry about
you
that.
and all the videos that you have of me pre-recorded to be used forever in time. So
Thank you.
May numbers. So May numbers. So
That
May
was a good one.
sales in 2026 are up. they're up. We got a little
No,
bit
it's
more
very
sales
confusing.
compared to last year, a change of 6.3%. So, that's good. We had a
Confusing.
better May this year than we did last year. I won't mention the weather. I'm not going to say seasonality. I'll just say May 2026 sales were better than May 2025. Now, new listings. This is a big one, New listings are down 18.9%. So less people are putting their houses on the market compared to last year. And the total number of listings, only active listings at 26,000, is also down from 31,000, about 13% from last year. So the ratio, but think about this. This is the only thing that really matters, because you're always trying to figure out the direction of the market. The ratio of sales to new listings. So how many sales are happening? Well, how many listings are actually active? It's getting more competitive for buyers. There's less options. There's more competition. It's getting more competitive for buyers. So this spring market is actually stronger in that sense. Average price is down. So then you're like, well, how is average price down? Well, because there was a lot of less competitive months in the past. Those prices have deteriorated, and we're not looking at, well, your neighbor sold for X in May, therefore, last year I'm going to pay that. No, they're going to say, what did it sell for in April? What did it sell for in March, April, February? The most recent months, that's what people are going to be looking at on pricing. So, so prices are still down. The average price has now fallen down to 120, and that all of the detached, semi-detached townhouse and condo prices are all down in some respect. So it means that, we're in a still downward trending market, but that's going to change, Darryl. Eventually that's going to change. And do I know exactly when? No, but the numbers on last month's report are the first signs of it changing. That's the truth. Sales up, listings down.
Listings down, average prices down.
Follow. Prices follow.
Prices down follow, or prices up follow?
Prices up follow. I'm not saying it's next month or this month or whatever, but I'll tell you right now, like the houses I sold this week were all like,
can I tell
finally
you?
I got an offer on that one, and then I sold it. Oh, that one I got multiple offers. Oh, that's amazing. Another one was
do you know what this makes me feel like doing when I
What?
hear good news like this, TK?
You want to? I think we need a little pick me up.
I don't know, but it sounds promising. That's for damn sure.
Go to the beach, yeah, I get you down, down. Go to the beach, yeah, I get you down, down.
Good times are coming.
I feel so much better right now.
Positive, and
I feel so much better.
While we're on me doing some goofy stuff on video, can I share a video with you? I released it this week. It got some attention. If you remember, I closed my father-in-law's store a few months ago, probably more like a year ago. And I couldn't help myself. I was in the warehouse, and I happened to dig up this video that I made. And TK, I'd like to share.
I saw the
with
video,
you.
but I'd like to see it.
Can I share with our friends
Of
here?
course you can. Of course.
I appreciate that.
Okay, I could not help myself. I got an empty warehouse here and a fire extinguisher that's full, and I can't help myself. Okay. Oh shit. That's such a bad idea. I'm gonna die. That stuff can't be good for you.
It's a public service announcement, TK, from us at the show, and just showing you how mature I am and why you should invest in Deal Core Properties tomorrow, TK.
Look, you only get one chance.
Clearly, you're in
to
good hands, right?
You only get one chance to use a fire extinguisher in an empty warehouse. And so
very few
obviously you waited a long
opportunities.
time for that, and you took advantage of it. No big
Very
deal.
few opportunities. This is what I'm doing when I'm in my free time, TK. Anyway,
It's all
sorry,
good.
I
It's
cut you
okay.
off at some point. Not
No,
that
I
that
was
wasn't
done. I
warranted.
was done.
Yeah.
Like I said, like we're seeing the activity of the spring market. This has been the most normal spring market
Activity.
I've experienced since like 2018, 2019. Honestly.
What about we created a lot of jobs too, so I guess
just-
those go hand in hand. It's funny though, like you saw we created like 88,000 jobs in May apparently.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
when you,
Bullshit,
well,
yeah.
but the main point though is that really the right number.
Well, I mean, look, you do have sales happening. Yeah, it's definitely not the right fucking number. It doesn't matter. It's the narrative that is being put out there. It's like jobs are up, sales are up. We've got this fund doing this. We got a pipeline coming. We've got this company merged with this company.
Yeah.
This company bought 30 units out of a fire sale. This guy, we raised 1.3 billion for this guy. And these are all things that like kind of, keep things
Solve the problem.
Yeah, they don't like things don't end up
nobody
as
likes
bad.
the government. Nobody likes getting the government involved. And Bassem was saying the same thing. But I mean, I'm kind of excited that the government's putting the money in the hands of people who know how to operate, right? Because at the end of the day, the government shouldn't be involved in the operations. They're not trustworthy.
No. Yeah, better
But
to
if
put
you
it
can
in their hands.
give the money to the people who, so one, the buildings are already built, so those funds where they're going to be buying up, thousands of inventory condos, that's great because, I mean, how hard is that? It's already built. Now you've got, Matt's project there in the Junction that you're mentioning. So again, some equity being injected into a project that otherwise most likely would not get off the ground.
Yeah, done.
And so now it's like, well, good. It's getting off the ground, and the government, they'll maybe they don't even get all their money back. Maybe the government doesn't even get all their money back, but that'll still be a better use of those funds than the government trying to build anything.
Well, just think of all the jobs they just create and all the
Exactly.
things, all the offshoots of
Rent,
that.
it's going to bring down
actually
rent
happen.
prices. It's going to just help satisfy the need. And Bassem's very bullish. Obviously, the immigration thing for him was something that's going to be a savior in the end. But in my mind, I think we've got a really negative tone out there right now on immigration.
Well, it's funny because
It's very, very skewed towards like how I pictured in like King of the Hill, a bunch of rednecks sitting around the barbecue saying like, we don't like them immigrants, and it's like, I feel like Canadians are like that. Even if they've got an Indian accent and they lived in Canada for 20 years, they're still saying, we don't want the immigrants here anymore.
No.
That's the truth. Those are the conversations I'm having.
Well, because there was a different breed of immigrant that we brought in over the last few years. We didn't bring the good batch, okay? We decided that I guess it took too long to bring in the good batch because now you needed a point system and testing and forms and this and that. Rather, now they just said like, just sneak in over there and, we'll filter you guys through, or just like send us this bullshit form, right? And like do this LMIA bullshit and here you go. You're here. You go to school and you're here. Like there's so many shortcuts to just get them the fuck over here. And I think probably, well, there must have been a good reason for it, TK. I mean, they must have had their reasons. They must have thought it was a good idea at the time for some fucking reason. But I think in hindsight, it would have been better to just keep 300,000-400,000 people coming in all the time that had some money, that had some prospects, that were planning on doing good for society or creating jobs or buying shit instead of just being here. Right? We decided to trade bodies for productive bodies. And it strained the system for everybody. And it put a bad name on those people that you were just imitating, right? Because it made a lot of them look, a lot of them worked really fucking hard to get here and put in a lot of work and worked for years to get to wherever the fuck they ended up right now. Some better than others. But they didn't fucking rape and burn shit. They didn't fucking protest in the streets and talk shit about the country. They assimilated. They wanted to be here. But you got all these people that came here. They don't even fucking want to be here. They fucking hate this place. It's so
crazy.
Weird.
Yeah.
You've got to change for me.
No, it's not just here. It's in
everywhere.
The whole, it's in the UK, it's in the US, it's in Canada.
Right?
There's some serious things, especially amongst the like Western versus like Muslim cultures. Like right now, that's like a big thing.
This is
people are very like, they don't know how to control
infiltration.
themselves.
It's an infiltration.
Well, I wouldn't even take that side. I would just say that it's definitely that the cultures are merging, and that it's and it's like mixing oil and water in some cases and in some topics.
Really fast.
And so one guy was asking like this. He was a UK interviewer, and he's there and he's asking people, and they were saying basically just how like unhappy they were, and they were just saying like, so why are people from your country leaving your country and coming here? Like, that was the question. And I think what you said too about assimilation, that was a big part of the Western culture. Is like when we have that melting pot, it means that we're going to have a little bit more conformity. We're going to have a little bit more order. There's going to be less conflicts, and everyone's kind of got one shared vision, right? And that works. That has worked for a long time. So is this sort of like separation? Is this separation of cultures and like you have your identity, you have your identity? Is that something that's going to be long term? And I embrace it here in Toronto, but I don't know if it doesn't seem like it's working all over the world right now.
Yeah, you can't make everything work for everybody in one place. Everybody has to like conform and become.
If they get 4 wives, Darryl, then we get 4 wives too.
Fucking right, we do.
All right, that's how this works. All right.
Even in baseball, every time we watch a fucking baseball interview, it pisses me off because you know what? You get 40 million, 12 million, you get $1 million a year to play baseball. Why do you have a fucking interpreter, you son of a bitch? You come here to the country or to this continent where we speak English.
That's all fake.
That's all fake. It doesn't even matter. It's like,
they
what
all
the
speak
fuck,
English, Darryl,
bro?
come on,
Speak
you know
English.
You
You
know.
get paid 40 million
Anderson
a year.
Silva used to do that. He's Portuguese, Brazilian.
But we want them to be
Portuguese
comfortable,
speaking
huh?
UFC fighter, and like it's just when he spoke English, he sounded so like feminine and stuff like that. So he didn't want it. So he had a translator the whole time. But if you heard him speak English, he's like, "Yeah, everybody, okay," you know, which is just the way it is. You know,
isn't it worth learning English? Like if you come to another country, right? Because you want a better life for your family and you want to have more opportunities. Like, shouldn't you just go, fuck? Like, I should learn how things work around here instead of going on the corner, taking welfare, living in a luxury hotel, going, fuck America, fuck Canada.
You can't say that though, Darryl. Now you're racist. Now you're this.
That's
now you're
okay.
that. And it's
I'm
like
okay with
this is how our society is right now. Is that people are just unable to really say what they mean. And yeah, I agree with you. The Chinese community here, it's such a big community that they don't really need to speak English. They can go to the bank and speak Chinese. They can go to the restaurants. They can go to the grocery store.
But they're
they
not
do
forcing
not,
us to
their
do
work,
it.
their job, everything is in Chinese, so they don't need to.
If I walk into
Italian
the Chinese
communities,
bank, they're going to speak English to me, though.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
But they don't want that.
But if
Like,
you don't
not
speak
Chinese.
English and you just speak Chinese, you'll go to that one bank that has the Chinese tellers. And the Italians, you know, Little Italy, there's a lot of Nonas out there who don't speak any English and they've been here for 50 years.
Yeah.
I got a lot of friends whose grandparents don't speak
But
English.
they didn't
Italian
expect
community,
everybody
Portuguese
to speak
community.
Italian.
I know, but the bottom line is they never need to learn it, and it's not new. It's
But
not
the
new.
husband probably did to go to work and get a job. Right?
Maybe, you know. But that's the thing is that's
Back in the
sometimes
day.
they got their kids doing it too, right? So it's like
Yeah.
we've survived this long without it. I just think right now we're all a little bit more sensitive, you know.
No, because it's
little bit more sensitive.
the people came fine. You decided not to speak the language and you wanted to struggle.
Your
that
life will
way,
be
that's
better
your
if you
problem,
speak English.
Right?
Your life will be better if you speak
They
English.
weren't sitting
I'll
there
promise
going
you that.
like, do everything our way, and we need the fucking bread made like Italy, and we need people like we need Italian bathrooms, you know, like it wasn't like that. It was just like, right? Can you imagine if
I
everyone's
want to
like,
squat in the bathroom, and what
I
do
want-
I
yeah.
can't be squatting on this toilet.
I can't
wanna
shit
squat.
on this toilet. I need handlebars and a fucking rope, you know, like
Yeah.
no, because you come to Canada because it's Canada, because you wanted to come to Canada, not because it was fucking the same as where you came from. Why did you leave to change this place? We liked it like this. Anyways, I could
I
rant
get
like
it.
this
I get it.
forever.
We won't go down that road, but the
I gotta
bottom line
pee
is
so badly,
the bottom line
TK.
is there's a lot of things going on out there in the news. If
Let's
you're
hit
listening to
these-
this show still, I mean, I'm sorry we changed the topic the last 10 minutes, but I mean, if you're
all
still
over the
here
place today.
and you haven't liked, commented, and subscribed yet, like, what
you
the
doing?
hell are you doing with your life? Honestly, you're
honestly?
talking.
Yeah,
you're
like,
here.
comment, subscribe. I'm double subscribed. Do it yourself. Didn't get to fix the show, though. Didn't get to fix the show.
Next week, guys, we're gonna have a great guest. We're gonna have, you know, maybe not, but we'll have a
Maybe
show.
not.
We're gonna do a
Have a
show
show.
next week. Darryl and I
That's
will both be
happening.
there. And the
Absolutely.
topics, I'm not sure what those will be either, but we're going to make sure that they're as up to date as we possibly can get. Maybe a couple weeks out of date. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to do our best.
There's one thing that is clear, TK, is that we may not be the most informative show out there. And we may not have the highest production values out there, TK. Right? We may not get the most views out there, TK. Although that's
yeah.
up for debate. We may actually get the most views. But
Just
there's one thing that's clear to everybody involved. That this is the best fucking show by a mile.
best show ever
Okay,
made on
we have a good
YouTube for
time.
real estate shows filmed
don't
live
take
and
shit
recorded
too
afterwards and put on
seriously.
Instagram. Best
What
show,
kind of
number one.
bullshit is
Better
this?
than
No,
Tom Story show.
way better than the Tom Story show.
Way
Although
better
their
than the Tom
hats are
Story show.
much nicer
They
than
got
the
pretty
hats
nice
we
hats.
put
I
out
know.
there.
They
Yeah,
got
I
cool
like
stuff,
those.
and they're pretty
fucking
cool
hats.
guys too. But
They're
anyways,
nice guys. Yeah, I don't know how cool they are, but they're
Canadian
nice guys.
Canadian real estate show forever.
Forever and ever
Enjoy your weekend.
and ever. Okay, that button does not work for some reason, and I don't know why. TK, always a pleasure, sir.